And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Good Friday afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Shelden checking in on what's been a pretty quiet day for our Friday so far. As you can see, our latest satellite and radar loops kept us nice and sunny all day long, and because of that, we've seen daytime highs up in the mid-80s, close to 90 for some of you around the region, but generally some places a little bit cooler than others. Our normal high for this time of year is 90 degrees, so we're still clocking in just a little bit below that mark. But let's jump right into what we are expecting. Weekend thunderstorms. We don't want to really, beat around the bush too much. We really want to talk about the severe weather threat, especially for our Saturday. So weekend setup here, we're going to see yet another low pressure sweep the dry line across our area, something we haven't seen too much of this year, but it is what we saw Thursday evening. Might be what we see for Saturday as well, as we're going to see warm and dry conditions on the west side of the dry line. That eastern side, that's where we're going to see that kind of higher forcing of those rich dew points. That's where we're going to see that severe weather potential, mainly for the east, northeastern parts of the area. So on the west side, you have dry conditions. Red flag warning for Saturday afternoon for our eastern New Mexico rows of counties. That is for critical fire danger, as there's going to be very dry, very windy, very warm conditions for tomorrow. But in the severe weather risk category, you see an enhanced risk off in the far eastern parts of the area. If you remember, for Thursday, we did have a moderate risk, so we're going to continue to watch for any changes when it comes to that. So let's look at our dew point forecast here. So going into the overnight hours, we'll see those dew points 50s, 60s for a lot of you around the region, and then going into the afternoon, that's where you see it sharpen up. That's where we see what we call that forcing that gets that activity really going. We'll see 30s for your dew points down off in eastern New Mexico, 50s and mid-60s up towards the east and northeast. Dew points bounce back in the overnight hours as a weak cold front kind of pushes through on the back side of that system. So your high definition model run, going into the overnight hours, going into your Saturday morning, things ought to stay pretty quiet. There's a very low end chance for a spotty thunderstorm or two to pop up in the north, but really we're not holding our breath for anything too exciting there. We'll see mostly clear skies as you start your Saturday. Cloud cover will increase as that dry line gets going. There you start to see 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Up around Guyman, northern parts of the area, that continues to sweep off towards kind of the east-southeast. Unfortunately, does look very similar to the setup we saw on Thursday. As you can see right there, might possibly have Perryton in its sights, Canadian, Groover, kind of around that area. Pushing across. The good news is, as we go into the late evening, overnight hours, you'll see it clears up. By Sunday, we're seeing clear conditions and the severe weather threat is gone for the weekend as a whole. Right now, your storm threats, based on the Climate Prediction Center outlook, we're going to go low end on flash flooding. Strong winds, large hail look to be our highest risks as of right now. Tornado risk, kind of moderate as of right now, but this is going to be something that we tweak as we get closer to this system rolling through. So your 7-day supercast, 10 and 20 to 30 to 40% chances going into Saturday, highs in the 90s. You're going to see Father's Day stay pretty quiet. We're going to see highs in the upper 90s going into Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday still pretty warm, but maybe we start to see some rain chances come back into the forecast, maybe more widespread showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, your first official day of summer.